Hey everyone, it's Dan from Spire. I'm just going to walk through the first week of Cycle 2. Before I do that, I just wanted to give you all a shout out for Cycle 1. Leslie and I were both really happy with what we saw, both in effort, timeliness, and completing the assignments on time, and navigating a lot of tech that's difficult. We asked you to navigate GoReact and Google Drive and follow links, and you guys did a great job with that. Really happy with your effort, better than we expected, so we're really excited for that. Cycle 1 is done. So on Sunday, January 20th, you should have completed the reflection number 3, and you should have uploaded a video to GoReact and put at least 3 to 5 comments in GoReact to give us context or point out strengths or ask questions, those type of things in those comments. So hopefully you've done that. Once you've done that, now you're ready for Cycle 2. When you open your Cycle 2, hopefully you should see 3 of these 4 documents. You won't see this end of lessons one. This is just in hours. We use that as a linking thing. But you should see 1, end of lesson worksheet, 2, lesson plan, 3, lesson reflection, end of lessons. Parts 1 and 2, end of lesson worksheet and lesson plan, are due by this Sunday, next Sunday, January 27th is when they're due. And then the lesson reflection is due February 3rd, along with another video in GoReact with 3 to 5 more comments. So same thing, just a different topic this time. As you can see, we're honing in on the end of a lesson this time. So let's look at the first worksheet, the end of a lesson, which I already have up. Similar to last week, you have the video from me, which I'll update with this video that I'm making right now. Then you'll have an end of lesson resource. If you follow that end of lesson resource, there's a lot of stuff in there. So we sort of frame what we think should be happening, or what we know is best practice should be happening at the end of a lesson. A few guiding questions, and then a bunch of resources for you to look at. Then a few more things to consider. Then we ask you questions about those. So we're really looking for a tight end of your lesson. We're looking for some sort of mastery check or exit ticket, or some way that you're gathering some information of kids to know if they're grasping the objective or not. It could be observational, it could be some sort of student talk, it could be a worksheet, it could be an exit ticket, whatever you call it. We just want to make sure you're getting some sort of sense for how the lesson went and how kids are progressing toward mastery of that objective. So we're going to ask you again to fill out the worksheet. We have some targeted questions about that stuff. Then you'll fill out a lesson plan for that end of lessons. You'll plan for the entire lesson, but we're really going to go deep into the end of lessons. But don't forget, when you're planning the beginning of lesson, maybe loop in some of the things you learned last week, right? We want this to be cumulative. It's not like you learned something and then it's gone. We want to see you show a really good beginning, and then plan an ending, and of course in the middle. We'll watch the whole thing, we'll give feedback on the whole thing, but we're going to really pay attention to that ending. So as you're probably sensing, we think if you can have a really strong ending and a really strong beginning, you can bookend a really good lesson. So by focusing on those 2 hot spots in the lesson, the beginning and ending, we think we can help you really get a tight lesson down. So you will have filled out the worksheet that's informed by the resources here. You will plan a lesson, and then when you're done with the lesson, you will fill out this reflection. That's next week, of course. You'll also film your video next week, of course, putting in 3 to 5 comments. So recapping one more time, end of lesson worksheet and the lesson plan are due by January 27th. The lesson reflection and the video with the comments in the video are due by February 3rd. If you have any questions, please let me know. Very much appreciate your work. Thanks. Bye.